Here are the answers for the day one warm-up questions. Question A, define the physical property of a substance. A physical property of a substance is a quality of a substance that can be observed without changing the composition of the substance. Question B, define a chemical property of a substance. This is a quality of the substance that can only be observed when the substance chemically reacts to produce a different substance. Question C, define a physical change. This is when a quality of a substance changes, but the substance does not change into a different substance. And question D, define a chemical change. This is when a substance changes into a different substance that has a different composition of atoms. To summarize, a physical property is anything that can be observed without changing the actual substance. A chemical property can only be observed when you change the substance. A physical change is changing the properties of a substance without actually changing it into a different substance. A chemical change is changing the properties of a substance because you have changed it into a different substance. Here are some examples. Consider the substance glass. A physical property of glass is that it's transparent. You can see through it. That's a physical property because you don't have to change the glass into something else in order to observe that it is transparent. It is a chemical property of glass that it does not react when acid gets on it. This is a chemical property because you only know that if you actually put acid on the glass to see if it reacts. A physical change that can be done to glass is to shatter it into a bunch of pieces. This is a physical change because you've changed the property of the glass being all together in one big chunk into being in a bunch of chunks, but you haven't actually changed it to a different substance. It is still glass. An example chemical change that can be done to glass would be if when you put another chemical on the glass, it actually does react and change the glass into a different substance that is no longer glass.